Listeners, you are listening to Living the Life, and we are discussing the deeper meanings of the prodigal son, the wedding in Cana, and the 10 virgins. Now, we talk about the various bodies that have been built over the period of descent. Must we take the period of descent as 6 days as captured in the Bible, 6 days of 24 hours a day, or it is bigger than that?
Of course, it is bigger than that. If 6 days from the time Jesus Christ came up to today, it is more than 6 days. And even before Christ came, it is more than 6 days. So we wouldn't take it as literally that a day of 24 hours. No, for 6 times 6. No, they have deeper meanings. It is said in the Bible that 1 day is equivalent to 1,000 years in God's sight. Okay? So they were divided into periods, and those periods are called a day. But it extends in millions of years that come within that 1 day. Okay? It is not just a day, it is not even 1 year, it is millions of years that constitute that. So they are divided into periods, but not 24-hour day. Even though it is 6 days, the period that divided them is six days, but not 24-hour day. They extend beyond that.
Good.
Thank you.
Tony, we do hear of the spirit, and we do hear of the ego as well. Is there a bit of difference in this so that we can make our listeners understand deeper?
Thank you. When you talk of the spirit in the ordinary Christian level, you refer to the spirit as the ego. But when it comes to the Rosicrucian Fellowship in our teaching, we know the spirit is the original spark that God emanated from himself. If we talk about the original, that is the original spirit that God emanated from himself, that came to the world, which will have now the qualities of God, all consciousness like God. And then you wanted added consciousness, self-consciousness. So we started descending into burdened bodies, clothing ourselves with other bodies, clothe ourselves with the divine spirit, we come to light spirit, we come to the human spirit. That then we become the ego. At that time, after we have built ourselves with the 3 bodies, which are all parts of God, then we become the ego. Then the ego, you started building the material bodies, the physical, the etheric body, the desire body, and the mind to become, that's the personality aspect of the ego. And then so you have the ego within the personality. This is the body that you see going around. So now the fight between us, the prodigal son, we are fighting, like what I said, is between the ego as the spirit and the personality. Because we build the personality, then the ego entered the personality. It is at the time that he was entering that the Lucifer spirit came to tempt him and disrupt the plan that God had for us. And then we descended into this materiality that we have to find our way back again. So they are not the same thing, but to most of us, we know the spirit is the same as the ego within man.
Brother Efak, you want to add a bit to this?
Okay, good. What he has said, that is it. Even the word ego, in some other circles, they don't see it as something, they rather feel something that is trying to exalt itself. You know, they say the person has ego, meaning he is trying to exalt himself. But actually, the ego stands for the virgin spirit having clothed itself with 3 spiritual vehicles. When the virgin spirit, which is a spark of God, clothed itself with 3 spiritual vehicles called divine spirit, life spirit, and human spirit. When it clothes itself with these 3 spiritual vehicles, it becomes an ego. It is no more virgin spirit. It becomes an ego, and that ego is what we normally refer to as spirit. You may not believe that ego means that, but that is exactly what it is. It doesn't work according to your belief, okay? The ego stands for this virgin spirit having clothed itself with 3 spiritual vehicles, and that is the spirit. And the spirit now builds the material body, as he said, the physical body, the vital body, the desire body, and the mind. But normally we see human being only by the physical body and think that that's all that man is. No, that is just one of the vehicles. There are others, but only we don't see them. But they are there, very potent. Okay, so that is it. That's the difference between the ego and the spirit. Thank you.
Thank you. I heard you mention spark of God.
Yes.
Is it the same as differentiation as some people say?
Yes. We were differentiated by God, within God himself. When you create something, it is outside you. But when you differentiate the thing, it is within you. In biology, it's of the cells, tissues, or organs which have universal form and change into several specialized types during development. So we are differentiated within God. We live. The Bible in Acts of Apostles chapter 17 verse 28, it said that we live and move and have our being in him. So we are in God. We are not outside God. When you create, it is outside you. But when you differentiate, it is within you. So we are within God. That differentiation. Okay.
Is it like we being like cells?
We are cells of God within God. We are the cells of God. All human beings, we are cells of God within the body of God.
So we can never be outside of God.
No, we are cells of the body of God within God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will continue with the part 2. Listeners, we have come to the end of the 9th edition of Living the Life. What are the lessons from tonight's discussion? 1. The stories of the prodigal son, the miracle in Cana, and the 10 virgins are not ordinary, but represent the journey of the spirit from God into materiality, its suffering and experience, and what it must do in order to go back to God. Love, service, and purity are important. 2. The purpose of the Spirit's journey into materiality is to gain experience and become like God, to create living things and universes. 3. The Spirit, in its descent into the material world, clothed itself with 7 bodies, the last one being the physical body, the one that we see every time. These bodies are, however, not the spirit, just as a driver is different from the car he drives. 4. The journey of the spirit into the physical world is over millions of years, but the key activities in each period are summarized in the Bible and classified as days. 5. Whilst in heaven, the spirit was pure, innocent, and had all consciousness in God. In the physical world, the spirit has self-consciousness. Heaven lost the all-consciousness, but will go back to God with increased self-consciousness in the all-consciousness. 6. Many people are not aware that we are spirits in flesh and were once in heaven with God. This is because of the failure to develop spiritually. But some people have already done that, and through them we are taught about our home in heaven. 7. It is your life. Live it as you want. But remember, the result, whether good or bad, is always yours.
104.5.
This program, Living the Life, is sponsored by the Restoration Fellowship Tema Center, a Christian organization where Christians from different churches meet and study the deeper teachings of the Bible and how to live well by serving humanity. If you want to know more about life, you can visit the center on Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning to 12 noon at Community 4 and 5 traffic light, opposite the car park, Kaiser Flats. You can reach the fellowship on 059-700-2008. Again, 059-700-2008 or 050-5066-870. Again, 050-5066-870. Thank you, Brother Afak. Thank you, Brother Anthony Dazi. Thank you, listeners. Good night.